Tita, and I will be your guest host for Aspire TV today. Today we are interviewing Cynthia Hudson, who is the new owner of the New England Bobcats. Hi, Cynthia.
Hi, Tita.
Nice to see you today.
Nice to see you.
So, tell me, what made you want to buy a football team?
Well, good question. Some people, when they turn 50, they decide they're going to do different things in their life.
Okay.
So instead of doing that, I went and bought a football team. It was at the end of New Hampshire Fashion Week that we run each year, New Hampshire Fashion Week.
Okay.
And I was dealing with the owners due to the fact they were going to come and throw tickets out during the game.
Okay.
And the general manager had come to me at New Hampshire Fashion Week and said, you know, it's pretty inexpensive. You decide you want to buy it. Of course, after a long weekend, I probably could have sold me, everything to me. I was so tired, but I did. I went ahead and bought it, and I'm excited, nervous. So we just ended our first season early, and we're gearing up for our next season.
Wow. So after they offered this to you, how did you end up acquiring it? Like, how did you feel like, wow, I want a football team? Like, what was going through your mind at that moment? Are you a football fan?
Well, good question. I do like football,
Okay.
and I see how they run back and forth.
Okay.
So that's most what I know about football.
All right. So,
But I don't plays in that. I don't know. So the behind the scenes, the coaches and owners of other teams have been really helping me.
but I'm sure after this first season, you probably learned a lot more about football than you ever knew.
Yes, I have learned a lot about the indoor arena football teams and the game. There's a lot more to learn,
Okay.
and I'm looking forward to it. But it's a start. So
You know what? And that's all you have to do is you just need to start somewhere, and then you could just keep going forward. So, how do you go about where do you get the players? Where do you get the coaches? Do you put out an ad in Craigslist? Like, how do you do that?
well, it's a good question. What you usually do is you do tryouts.
Okay.
What happened was when I acquired the team, it was already into the season.
Okay.
Most people that buy a team do not do that into the season. I did. So sometimes we do things backwards, but that's okay. So what happened was I already had the coaches that already had the team in place.
Okay.
I didn't have a choice. I bought that. So, I kept everyone in play that already was with the team. And when I ended the season, we let go of everybody because we want a fresh start, obviously.
Okay.
It was called New Hampshire Brigades. That's what the name of the team was. We have now changed the name, which would be now called the New England Bobcats, in which I wanted something, if I'm going to own something, I want it with the name that I want.
Right, and that makes sense because
Yes.
you're doing a fresh start. You want to leave that one behind, and you want to move forward with your legacy.
Right, exactly.
Gotcha. So, from your plans from last year, how is that going to differ from your plans this year?
I'm glad you asked. Last year, we already had a contract in place with Manchester, so we played at the JFK. Though it's a great place and we love Manchester, New Hampshire, we've decided that we want to kind of broaden our horizons, as they say. So we went into negotiations with Bobcats Arena, and in the fact we have actually signed a contract, verbal contract, and we were waiting on some final numbers, and we were in the midst of moving our $10,000 turf that we own down there, and there's some issues with Bobcats Arena, so they had taken an $18,000 check from me and then canceled my contract. So I think they were a little leery that a female owner of a football team, they just felt that, it's not heard of a female owner, so they had issues with that. And so with that moving forward, we're not playing at the Bobcats Arena next year. We'll be playing most likely in Boston, and we are in negotiations with another location.
Are you the only female owner, or are there more?
That's a good question. I believe there is one other female owner in Australia.
Australia. So not even in the United States.
No. I'm the only female owner in the United States.
Wow, yeah, you're gonna probably ruffle some feathers, I'm sure.
I did. The first year was very tough. I was in a football league. The league I was in, when I spoke, the owners would meet every week, and we would do the video, and the commissioner was out of Canada. Well, when I came to speak, sometimes they didn't appreciate it. They would mute me out of the conversation. So I feel that you're going to go up against men that have issues with the female owner. And with the strong personality that I have, You know, I don't take it lightly, of course. And so it was a tough first season. They really hammered me between the players and the owners, the other owners, and so since that, I have 2 owners that I'm close with now and other teams, and they've really rallied for me and helped out because, again, being a female owner, they had issues.
And maybe you're spearheading it for other women that want to be involved. Like we see women sportscasters, we see women referees, and I think that's great. And now you're owning a football team, so maybe a woman out in Montana would be like, you know what, I can do that too. If Cynthia can do it, I can do it. So,
Right, and I think that's important, and it does lead the way for other female owners. I think more female owners that do like football should own a football team. It is an investment in the beginning, and I did invest my own money, and that's okay. I'm hoping, you know, for the return, obviously. There's different levels in the indoor football arena teams. I do own a professional over the semi-pros. I do own a professional team. We are looking forward to next year as well. Like I said, we'll be playing in Boston, and we're doing we have did one tryout. We have another tryout December 9th that will be in Marlborough, Mass. And we have already about 50 players that are going to be trying out, and we're in negotiations with 10 players that will be housing next year.
Nice.
Those are 10 players that actually played for the NFL. So this is no kidding. They actually played either 1 year or 2 year, and for one reason or another they were cut, and that's okay. We're interested in them. We'll take them.
And that's great. So
Yes.
maybe where they didn't work out in the NFL, they can come on down and help out and kick butt, and it'll be great. So if they want to get more information, how do they do that?
Great. I'm glad you asked. They can either go to a business page on Facebook called New England Bobcats. B, they can go to our website, which they can get the registration off there as well, called NE, standing for New England. So it's nebobcatsfootball.com. I know it's a little long, but nebobcatsfootball.com. And that's the website. Or C, they could always email us at newenglandbobcats@gmail.com. Or D, they could call our office, which is 603-886-0758. Again, it's 603-886-0758.
So for our listeners that are like, well, I don't know how to play football, but I'd love to watch football, and they own a business, and they're like, you know what, I want to sponsor that team. Like, I want to do, what kind of sponsorships do you have available?
I'm glad you asked. We are looking for so much sponsorships right now. A, we're looking for sponsors for uniforms. B, you could sponsor actually the shirts with your company logo on it. C, you could actually either be in our programs or the camera signage or the seating signage, or you could the signage that scrolls through the arena. You could be on that signage. You also can be on the website signage, which will have a scrolling around the bottom. They call it a banner. You could actually sponsor on that or advertise your business on that. And also we talked about actually looking to actually sponsor the uniforms itself. Also, we'll be looking for like Gatorade and such for the different locker rooms for both players, whether the home team and the away team. So we'll need Gatorades or such, or water companies to be inside the locker rooms. Also, we'll be looking for a pizza place to actually sponsor for the pizza. So we feed the away team and we feed the home team because we need to feed both teams. Also, we'll be looking for when we play our away games, whether we're going to Maryland, Philadelphia, New York, or Connecticut, we're actually going to be needing a limo bus, to bring the players with us, with the coaches, to the games.
So, and then once you decide who your players are going to be, I'm guessing you'll post it on the site. And if, say, as a business owner, I'm like, you know what? I want to sponsor him. I want to give him an endorsement. Can someone do that?
Yes, that's a good question. Yes, they definitely can do that. We will not be announcing our final players. The majority of them, all contracts will be in play by January because we start our practices by then. Our first game typically will be the second week in April, but I believe now we'll play our first game the first week in April and then the third week in April. And then we go right through to the end of June.
Wow, so that looks like you've got a lot going on right now.
I do. We're real excited. Our colors. We're still playing around with that logo. We had a heart set on one, and then people started playing around with it. So I said, as a female, you know how we like to change our mind sometimes. So yes, we're still playing around with that logo. But you'll see it on our website, you'll see it on our business page, and we're always asking for different, if people voting on which one they like best. We're also, a couple other things that we'll be doing is we're going to be running contests in different venues, bars you would say, karaoke contests. We're looking for 6 different singers the finals of those karaoke contests to actually sing the national anthem at the games. Secondly, we're going to be doing different events halftime. So that halftime we'll be doing like shows, whether we have a young children come in and do like a flag football, we'll invite some of the younger children football leagues in, and they'll play halftime. Or we'll have like the Irish step dancers come in and do a couple dances. So, or the anti-bullying team will be taking one. We'll actually sell raffles those days that they come in. We'll donate to the various charities. We're definitely getting involved with the community. The football players will be going out to the bars and they'll be doing signages. We're looking for elementary schools. The football players that we house will be going out to elementary schools and junior highs and going to visit the schools. So we kind of brand them. They'll be visiting the bars. They'll be donating their time at various charity events. So we'll be looking for charity events where we can have the players go out and help out, just to get the word out of who we are and what we're all about. But we're definitely community based, and we definitely want to get our football players out there. They're excited to get out there. So they want to help you with your charity event. They'll come and do whatever. They are wonderful. My coaches, we've already gave contracts to all 3 coaches for next year. So our coaches are all finalized for next year. We're excited about that. I have some young coaches and that are real, they're eager to get the team going, and you want that energy. It's a lot of energy. We've been meeting each week, and the energy with these coaches is just wonderful. And again, we are looking for sponsorships because we are going to have a lot of community-based people there, and we want to see your name on our shirts.
So I have another question for you. So where football here, as you know, in New England is huge, and it's a family sport, people get involved. What about the women? Are you going to have cheerleaders?
I'm glad you asked. We actually are in negotiations. I can't say too much right now, but we're going to have a dance squad. So we are in negotiations and possible a reality show based around those dancers. So we're real excited. We are talking with a nationwide or international company that will be taking it on and will be making the dance squad. So they'll break it down for like say 200 cheerleaders or dancers, and you'll end up with like 25, 30 dancers. We'll have 3 different hosts. We're real excited about that. We're going to have 1 in Dominican Republic, and we'll have 2 here. So this is exciting for us. It's a great opportunity for the dancers, and we'll be having that once we negotiate with the TV station that we're negotiating with. We'll have more to come back to, and we'll have to come back and talk about that.
Well, that's absolutely wonderful.
So what I like to say is, a female in a male's world is, don't give up. You can't feel like, this is, I got bullied and I was angry, and I've been there. I was with those owners, and, one owner was like, show me your breasts and all that, just to intimidate me in front of all the other owners. And I wasn't intimidated. I, put them in their place. I'm not going to back down to some men that have an issue with the female owner. Don't give up. Don't let men intimidate you. You're a female, and you deserve that same ranking as any male owner. And inspire other females to do the same. I'm looking forward to a good season next year. And I might have bought lemons, but I'm making lemonade out of them. And I think that's very important. And I think that anybody that has inspiration can do it. I can't stress enough that we really need sponsors. So if you're out there and you want to sponsor, we definitely can use them. Printing, I forgot about printing. We need sponsors for as well. We actually, we're available around the clock. I'm always busy. I'm always reachable. I'm always looking for helpers for the day of the games. So we look for volunteers the day of the games. If you're interested in seeing the game and getting involved, being a volunteer, definitely reach out to us at New England Bobcats at gmail.com and write the subject line volunteers, because we need volunteers that day. There's so much that goes into setting up for this game. I never imagined until I was right smack in the middle of what needs to get done. That turf alone, the turf that I own is so heavy and has to be rolled out every game, and I'm rolled back up. It's if you can only imagine how heavy a turf is, it's very heavy.
And Sue, it gives, you know, young people or older people an insight of what happens to create a whole football team.
Yes.
In volunteering, it's, you know, it's free. It just takes a little bit of time, but in the meantime, you're like, wow, I put that turf down. Like when someone hits a touchdown or they're running down the 40-yard line, they're like, that was my turf. Like
Right.
that was good. So that gives you that pride and that ownership of being a volunteer, and it's doing something fun.
Yeah, and I've always liked football, always. I just never thought I'd own a football team. But like I say, we're making lemonade out of it. We're looking good. I have a very energized team. I'm excited, and again, to be able to have an NFL players on my team. I never thought, you know. So I'm pretty impressed with that myself.
So if you could look into a crystal ball, where do you see the New England Bobcats in 5 years?
Oh, I'd like to, my goals, I'd like to be in the AFL, but I heard it's disbanding, whatever. It's breaking up.
Disbanding?
Yeah,
Okay.
disbanding. So, but at that level, obviously, you know, and to offer contracts like that. And also, I'm looking at the Verizon in Manchester. Love to play there. I know I need to have a couple of years under my belt first to know what I'm doing. So, and although the Bobcats Arena did not work out, and I felt, being cheated there, and kind of it's a shame that UMass Lowell didn't clean that up in time or reach out and apologize to me for my time or almost spending $10,000 to move a turf. But we're looking forward to playing at some bigger areas.
And that's great. That's good to have those goals, and excited to get the new teammates and get it going. And
I'm excited because now I get to choose our players. My coaches and I get to choose the football players. I don't just get players handed to me and saying, these are your players. And, some of them had, if someone has a bad attitude, I walked in halfway through a season. Now they're walking in to me owning it, where they're going to listen to what I have to say.
And that's great.
That's
Because then you have
really
that good camaraderie, and I'm sure at some point you will release who those coaches are, but just not yet. You'll have to stay tuned for that, right?
Yes, we're not releasing them yet, but we'll release everything on the website and on the business page. Let me tell you, we have a really good team, and we want players out there that want to be part of a family and part of a team. We want a family-orientated team, and that's what we're looking for. We want somebody that just wants to go out and have fun, not to fight on the field, and just have a really good time and make entertainment for the family. The family wants entertainment, and we want to entertain them. We want family-orientated players. Family-orientated, make it a real nice team. That's what we're looking for.
Right, because some NFL teams here locally, it's really expensive to go. So to
Yes.
go to this football game, it's great because you can bring your kids, you can bring your wife, your
A
girlfriend,
family of
whoever.
4 would be $35.
Right. As opposed
And
to-
veterans will go in for free.
Oh, that's amazing. So if you're a veteran, you'll be able
And
to.
students attend to tickets are $10.
So see, another reason for you to want to go check out the New England Bobcats.
So you can't go anywhere for $35 these days for a family of 4.
No, not
So
at
I
all.
think that's wonderful. And merchandise as well. We have merchandise, we have sweatshirts, t-shirts, hats, keychains. So we have it all. So come on, come out to the games.
Well, Cynthia, I want to thank you so much for coming out here today, being a guest on Aspire TV. And my name is Tita. I'm your guest host for today. And thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me. Bye for now.